Have you ever heard someone say something like, "I'm not like other girls. I prefer hanging out with guys. There's just less drama"? Or maybe a guy who constantly boasts, "Most guys are just after one thing, but I'm different. I actually listen." If these phrases sound familiar, you've likely encountered what the internet has dubbed a pick-me person. But what exactly does that mean? A pick-me is someone who tries to gain approval, usually from the opposite gender, by putting down their own gender. They position themselves as the cool, different, or better option. It's like they're waving a big sign that says, "Pick me. I'm not like the rest." Today, we're diving deep into the psychology behind this behavior. It's not just a funny internet meme. It's a complex pattern rooted in some very human needs and insecurities. We'll explore where this behavior comes from, why people do it, and what it really says about them. And importantly, we'll talk about how to move past this mindset, both for ourselves and in our relationships with others. So let's get into it. At its core, the pick-me mindset is all about validation. It stems from a deep-seated need for acceptance and a fear of rejection. These individuals often have low self-esteem and believe their inherent worth isn't enough to attract the attention or affection they crave. So, they create a persona that they think will be more desirable. Think about it. A pick-me girl might criticize other women for loving makeup, fashion, or pop culture, while emphasizing her love for video games, sports, or beer. She's essentially saying, "See, I'm low maintenance and one of the guys. I'm not like those other high maintenance, dramatic women." She's trying to appeal to a stereotypical male fantasy of the cool girl. Similarly, a pick-me guy might constantly talk about how sensitive and emotionally available he is, while criticizing other men for being emotionally stunted or aggressive. He's positioning himself as the safe, progressive choice, hoping to appeal to women who are tired of toxic masculinity. He's saying, "Pick me, I'm the good guy, not like those other jerks." But where does this insecurity come from? Often, it can be traced back to early life experiences. Perhaps they felt overlooked or invisible in their family or social circles. Maybe they were bullied or felt they didn't fit into traditional gender roles. As a result, they learned to seek validation by differentiating themselves from their peers in a way they believed would make them more appealing. Another major factor is internalized misogyny or misandry. This is when individuals subconsciously absorb and believe the negative stereotypes about their own gender. A woman who says, "Women are too catty," has internalized the societal stereotype that women are inherently dramatic and untrustworthy. A man who says, "All men are trash, except me," has internalized the idea that masculinity is inherently toxic. They use these stereotypes as a tool. By agreeing with the negative perception of their gender, they hope to get an exception card. It's a strategy. If I agree with your negative view of my group, you'll see me as an individual, as one of the good ones. It's a misguided attempt to align with the perceived power structure, in many cases, a patriarchy to gain personal benefits. So, what are the common signs of a pick-me? One of the biggest tells is the frequent use of "I'm not like other girls' guys" statements. They constantly draw comparisons to emphasize their uniqueness. Another sign is shaming others for their interests. A pick-me might make fun of someone for enjoying pumpkin spice lattes, watching reality TV, or listening to Taylor Swift, framing these common interests as basic or silly. They present their own, often stereotypically masculine or alternative hobbies as intellectually superior. They also tend to engage in what's called benevolent sexism. A pick-me woman might say things like, "I think a man should always pay on a date," framing it as a preference for tradition, but it reinforces outdated gender roles. A pick-me man might offer unsolicited help to a woman, assuming she's incapable, and then get offended if she declines. A huge part of this behavior is performance. It's not always about genuine preference. It's about crafting an image. They perform this role to get a reaction, to get chosen. The problem is, this performance is often unsustainable and, more importantly, inauthentic. Now, let's talk about the consequences. This behavior is harmful on multiple levels. First, it's damaging to the individual. Living an inauthentic life is exhausting. Constantly seeking external validation means your self-worth is always in someone else's hands. It creates a fragile sense of self that can crumble the moment the validation stops. It also prevents you from forming a genuine identity based on what you truly love and believe. Second, it harms relationships. Friendships and romantic partnerships built on a false persona are not built to last. When your true self eventually emerges, it can lead to confusion and resentment. Your partner or friends might feel like they were sold a false bill of goods. Furthermore, it prevents genuine connection with peers. By constantly putting down your own gender, you alienate yourself from a huge source of potential support, camaraderie, and friendship. You miss out on the shared experiences and understanding that come from solidarity. Think about it. If you re a woman who constantly says you hate drama and only hang out with men, you're sending a clear message to other women that you don't trust or value them. That's a lonely path to walk. Finally, on a societal level, the pick-me attitude reinforces harmful stereotypes. It pits people against each other within their own gender group, promoting competition instead of community. It upholds the very patriarchal structures that create these insecurities in the first place. When a woman puts down other women to appeal to men, she is reinforcing the idea that female value is determined by male approval. So, how do we break this cycle? If you recognize some of these behaviors in yourself, the first step is awareness. Acknowledge that this impulse comes from a place of insecurity, and that's okay. Most of us have felt insecure at some point. The key is to address the root cause, not just the symptom. Start by working on your self-worth. Your value is not determined by who picks you. It's inherent. Explore hobbies and interests because you genuinely enjoy them, not because you think they'll make you look cool or different. Practice self-compassion. Instead of criticizing yourself for not being enough, celebrate who you are right now. A powerful tool is to consciously build solidarity with your own gender. Challenge those internalized stereotypes. Seek out friendships with people you might have previously written off. You'll likely find that the drama you are trying to avoid is a myth, and that connection and support are far more common. When you find yourself thinking, "I'm not like other women," ask yourself, why? What's so bad about other women? You might discover that the answer is based on a stereotype, not reality. If you're on the receiving end of pick-me behavior, try to approach it with a bit of compassion, but also with boundaries. Recognize that it's likely coming from a place of insecurity. You don't have to engage with the negativity or the gender bashing. You can gently challenge it by saying something like, "I've actually had great experiences with my female friends," or simply change the subject. Ultimately, the antidote to the pick-me mindset is authenticity and solidarity. It's about finding the confidence to be yourself, unapologetically. It's about realizing that true connection comes from being genuine, not from performing a role. When you stop trying so hard to be chosen, you give yourself the freedom to choose your own path and to build relationships based on mutual respect and genuine affection. You don't need to be not like the others to be worthy of love and attention. You just need to be you. Thanks so much for watching. If this video resonated with you, let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you're struggling with self-esteem or feeling like you have to perform for others, know that you're not alone, and speaking with a therapist or counselor can be an incredibly helpful step. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this. See you next time.